Well, she just opened up an OnlyFans page, and she says she made more in 1 week on OnlyFans than her entire career in the WNBA.
Report says that you called the players monkeys and told them to go back to their third world country.
But good stuff to the bigs. Go big girl, what you gonna do? How about the fadeaway off of 1 foot looking like Dirk? BG.
Liz Cambage just stormed back onto the scene, and she's firing shots with no filter. After stepping out of retirement, she finally let slip the real reason she disappeared from the WNBA. And trust me, it's way uglier than anyone guessed. That whole tale about her spiraling out and walking away in disgrace, fake news, a carefully staged cover-up cooked straight out of the WNBA's own PR kitchen. But here's the real scandal. It's not just about who planted that lie. It's about why they wanted Liz out of the way in the first place. And if you were one of the folks whispering that her sudden exit had something to do with Brittney Griner's big return, turns out you might have been right the whole time. Insiders are saying the league went all in to shield Brittney's spotlight, even if it meant tossing one of its most dominant stars under the bus. Liz didn't choose to fade out. She got forced out. And the wildest part, she never once planned on keeping quiet about it. Now she's back, and she's got unfinished business. She's not just cleaning up her name, she's ready to drag out every dirty secret the league thought was locked away. If a few reputations crumble in the process, Liz looks like she's totally fine with that. The moment she started speaking online, the whole story flipped. That retirement in shame headline, straight up fiction. She didn't tiptoe away, she got shoved out, and now she's demanding answers. Maybe even revenge. While she kept herself busy off the hardwood with OnlyFans, making waves far away from hoops, the silence didn't last forever. Liz is done being quiet, and the way she's talking now, it could flip the entire WNBA script upside down. The league's official story was simple. Liz Cambage had become too toxic after that infamous clash with the Nigerian national team. They claimed she was too controversial to keep around, too messy for the WNBA's image. But Liz, she just flipped that script, saying it was nothing but a smokescreen. She dropped the bomb in a jaw-dropping interview with Taylor Rooks for Bleacher Report, and the way she told it had people's mouths hanging open. Liz straight up accused the WNBA of setting her up. Also, Brittney Griner could shine without distraction. Sounds outrageous, right? But the more she explained, the dirtier it started to sound. According to Liz, the Nigeria drama was twisted, stretched, and magnified to paint her as the villain. By blowing it out of proportion, the league could push her out the back door and save face, all while protecting its golden star. You remember that 2021 pre-Olympic scrimmage, right? Social media went nuclear. Headlines flew about Liz allegedly calling Nigerian players monkeys and telling them to go back to their third world country. It was the kind of scandal that spreads like wildfire. But Liz, she's calling total foul on all of it. She swears those quotes were pure lies. Liz doubled down, saying she's pro-black to her core, and throwing out slurs isn't in her DNA. In her eyes, this wasn't a meltdown. It was politics at play, a cold strategy to push her out. Now, sure, some people say she's just rewriting history to save her image, but here's where it gets spicy. Receipts are starting to surface. Footage from that scrimmage is circulating online, and the clips show chaos everywhere. Liz wasn't the only one mixing it up, and she definitely wasn't the only one talking trash. At first glance, that 2021 scrimmage looked like your standard hoops chaos. Players jawing, tempers flaring, nothing the game hasn't seen before. And yeah, Liz Cambage has always been known for her fiery edge on and off the court. But according to Liz, this wasn't just another heated moment. This was a setup from the very start. She later pieced it together. She was being lined up as the fall girl for something way bigger than a sideline scuffle. And the way it all unfolded, straight up shady. The biggest red flag came when Liz got physically swung on by a player from the other squad, and not a single one of her teammates came to her defense, not one. That silence, it spoke volumes, like the fix was already in. But here's where it really flips. Liz says this wasn't the first time she'd been baited into losing her cool. Long before that blow-up, she was already feeling pressure, not just from rival players, but from league execs themselves. It was like she had a target on her back, and the 2021 scrimmage was just the breaking point. And then came the Sparks saga, when she finally opened up about the real reason behind her messy split with the Los Angeles Sparks in 2022. The whole thing started to click. That contract she signed, it wasn't just a ball player's deal.
One girl that's been saying that I called them monkeys, N-words, like, that's not, I'll call you I'll call you a dumb. That's what I say to people when we get into it. I don't really lean towards racially, backed like insults. That's not how I go. I'm very pro-black.
So maintain that you did not say
I did not
either
say
of
these
those
to
things.
this girl. This girl that's saying all these things, right, had a lot to say about me. Leak the tapes. I've never owned the tapes. Leak the tapes. Y'all want to see the truth? Leak the tapes. Everyone in Australia has seen the tape. Still lying about what's on these tapes. Leak the tapes.
So I guess that still does, beg the question, because at the end of the day, it is one person saying that you said one thing, one person saying they didn't, and the truth is somewhere in there, and only people that know are the people that were there.
Yeah.
But I guess it's just why? Why would something as bad as this happen?
Because the truth looks a lot worse for other organizations involved than using me as a scapegoat. Like, why does Nigeria want me to leave Australia and go represent them? Why are we about to...
You're saying right now?
We're filing for me to leave the Australian team so I can represent Nigeria.
Because Nigeria would like you to join the team?
I've been in cahoots. I've been talking with them since all of this happened. This is what I mean. People don't know. People don't know the truth. No, I honestly haven't had one journalist that's written all these lies.
It was supposed to come with Hollywood-level perks, a $170,000 salary, a car, rent covered, plus extras stacked on top. But behind the scenes, something fishy was going on, and Liz was done biting her tongue. She thought she had secured a dream package, but as soon as the ink dried, the truth smacked her in the face. Those perks the Sparks dangled in front of her, the WNBA labeled them impermissible, which meant she didn't see a dime of it. The fantasy deal, nothing but smoke and mirrors, leaving Liz feeling like she'd been scammed in broad daylight. As if getting hustled on that Sparks contract wasn't enough, Liz says what went down behind the scenes was even uglier. From the jump, she claims the vibe was pure disrespect. Staff treating her like baggage, teammates icing her out, and the locker room energy making her feel like she never belonged. It wasn't just tension. It was isolation on purpose. She admitted her time with the Sparks dragged her straight to rock bottom. And here's the kicker. Even after filing complaints, raising issues, and practically begging for help, the response from the top was silence. Nobody stepped up, nobody cared. Eventually, she hit her breaking point, walking out mid-season just to escape what she now calls a toxic circus. But the shadiness runs deeper. While Liz was being ignored, other teammates were allegedly getting showered with perks and extra love. Not just the basics, but benefits stacked way beyond what Liz had even asked for. So why was she singled out? Why was she painted as the problem while others thrived? According to Liz, it wasn't random. It was calculated. She says she was slowly being turned into the villain piece by piece. The gaslighting, the fake smiles followed by cold shoulders, the backhanded digs that piled up. In her eyes, it was all part of a setup. And when she finally cracked, that's when the league had the perfect excuse. They didn't need to admit anything. They could just label Liz as unstable and move her out the way, while keeping Brittney Griner's spotlight safe and untouched. Now the question that's got everyone buzzing, why was protecting Brittney worth throwing Liz under the bus? What made her expendable while Brittney got treated like she was untouchable? We've all heard the whispers, the chatter that just won't die down about Brittney Griner and how the league handles her presence. For months, fans online have been pointing out things about her game, her size, her dominance, her unique style, saying she doesn't line up with the average WNBA player. And while most stars get picked apart and second-guessed Brittney, she seems to get a permanent pass. Here's what's fueling the fire. The league has strict rules, testing, and regulations every player is supposed to go through, yet Brittney's name never seems to face the same microscope. Fans keep calling for more transparency, even demanding deeper reviews into whether certain athletes might hold advantages the league won't acknowledge. But the response? Crickets. Absolute silence. And that silence is what's raising eyebrows. People can't help but wonder, is the WNBA purposely shielding Brittney from any real scrutiny? Is the league protecting its star at all costs? The theory goes like this. It's all about image. The WNBA has built its brand on being progressive, proudly inclusive, and showcasing itself as a league that breaks barriers. On the surface, that sounds like a good thing. But behind closed doors, More and more players are whispering that the push for optics is leaving them sidelined, ignored, or worse, treated as expendable. Even former legends are speaking up. Two-time national champ Val Whiting didn't hold back. She said she's been hearing from other hoopers about how this feels. According to her, a lot of my basketball sisters feel like they're being mistreated or benched quietly. Also, the league can keep up appearances and protect a chosen few. Not everyone agrees, but there's a rising wave of voices in the basketball world saying the league's version of inclusivity isn't playing out fair or safe for the women grinding on that court. Nobody's saying there isn't space for everyone in sports, but the way it's being handled now, a lot of players feel like their own chances are being sacrificed just to protect the league's image. And when Brittney Griner's name comes up, the talk gets even louder. Fans swear she's been skating by with passes no other player would ever get. Just look at the recent mess when she was caught on camera throwing a slur at Caitlin Clark. Millions saw it clear as day. The league's response? Crickets. No punishment, no fine, not even a real apology, just Brittney brushing it off like nothing happened. Now flip it around for a second. If Caitlin had said that to Brittney, the league would have gone nuclear. Full-on damage control, dragging her through headlines, maybe even forcing her out entirely. That's why people are screaming double standards, and this time the outrage isn't dying down. The same unfair pattern showed up with Liz Cambage too. Everyone remembers the Nigerian team drama, even though Liz got physically attacked on camera and insisted she never said what people claimed. The league still pushed her out. No real investigation, no due process, just instant cancellation. Fans aren't blind to the hypocrisy anymore. They're piecing it together, calling it out for what it is. One user on Twitter said it best. They kicked Liz Cambage and Chennedy Carter out the league for stuff they're letting old girls slide on. And that post, it blew up because deep down, people know the double standard is real. By now, it's crystal clear. The push to shove Liz Cambage out was never really about discipline or fair play. It was about silencing her, keeping certain secrets locked away, and protecting the faces the league couldn't afford to see dragged through the mud. And let's set the record straight. Liz never wanted to walk away. When she left, reports say some of her own teammates were in tears. That speaks volumes. Fans have been rallying for her comeback ever since, calling her the exact spark the WNBA's been missing. One supporter even tweeted, "Liz is the edge the league needs. Where's Cambage when you need her?" And they weren't playing around. Another fan piled on, imagining the chaos if Liz suited up today. Could you imagine Liz Cambage in this version of the WNBA? New fans wouldn't even know how to handle her. The demand is real. The fans want her, the league needs her. So why is she still branded the villain? Of course, let's keep it honest. Liz does bring drama wherever she goes. Since her 2011 draft, she's hopped across 12 teams, 4 in the WNBA, the rest overseas, with stints in China, Israel, and Australia. And yes, she's never locked in back-to-back seasons with the same squad. But here's the thing, in women's pro ball, that's not some shocking red flag. Plenty of stars bounce around chasing better contracts and opportunities abroad. So why is Liz's name the one getting dragged like she's some unstable nomad when others have done the exact same thing? Plenty of women in pro hoops have done the same thing as Liz, team hopping, chasing better contracts, stacking overseas money. But somehow, when Liz does it, the headlines flip into controversy. When others move around, it's brushed off as just business. And the double standard doesn't stop there. Liz gets dragged harder than players who've actually been caught up in real legal trouble. Fans haven't forgotten Brittney Griner's arrest overseas, jailed, convicted, and splashed across global news for carrying banned substances. Yet the league still holds her up as a golden child, while Liz gets villainized for way less. To a lot of people, the picture is clear now. Liz wasn't just difficult, she was the perfect scapegoat. The league needed a distraction, someone to carry the blame, and Liz became the target they could shove under the bus to keep their chosen stars untouchable. The spotlight stays glued to Brittney, but the question buzzing louder every day is this: how did the WNBA manage to quietly shove Liz out while nobody asked a single tough question? For years, it slid under the radar. No investigations, no real accountability. But now, the cracks are showing, and fans are demanding answers. And here's the twist. This moment might be Liz's golden window. With the league's dirty laundry bubbling up, a comeback from Cambage could hit like an earthquake. She's not just thinking about returning, she's plotting a move that could flip the entire WNBA upside down and force everyone to face the truth. And trust me, Liz ain't stepping back into the spotlight empty-handed. Word is she's sitting on a stash of receipts, names, dates, screenshots, and stories the league prayed would never see daylight. If she lets loose with what people suspect she's holding, careers won't just take a hit, they'll be obliterated. The WNBA won't be able to hide behind PR spin this time, not when the truth drops like a hammer. So do me a favor, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't just keep this to yourself. Share it with somebody who still swears Liz Cambage was the problem. Trust me, the next chapter in this saga, you won't want to miss it.